algebraic expression.
Good afternoon, class.
Names are Chewe Webster, and I am here to present you a lesson in the subject Geography for the grade 8 learners as written on the board. Today, the lesson is coming from the topic called, Basic Map Reading Techniques. That's the topic. Basic map reading techniques. Under basic map reading techniques, we are going to look at two important things. The first ones are the diagrams and also the maps. When we look at the differences between these two things, then we are going to also look at the characteristics of a very good map. Now, before I go into details, let me define what the term geography means. As you can understand, geography comes from two words. We have got the word geo, G-E-O. Now, someone might ask to say, what does the word geo mean? Geo means earth. Then the other one is graphy. Graphy, the last part of the word geography. What does the word graphy mean? The word graphy means study. Now, you and I today are going to combine the two words so that we form the important meaning of the word geography. So, geography is the study of the earth. Geography is the study of the earth. That is definition number one. The definition number two, which I'm going to give you today on the same word geography, you can simply say geography is the study of man and his environment. Geography is the study of man and his environment. You can see through here. People may still ask, what does the word environment mean? The word environment means all things surrounding us. And examples that we can give on all things that surround us include the following. We've got mountains, we've got rivers, we've got lakes, we've got trees, and many other things. Okay. Now, today, I want us to take a look at the differences, many differences between maps and diagrams. Number one, maps represent real places, such as the town, the city, or the village, while diagrams are simply simplified drawings that represent the appearance and the way something is. These are the main differences that we can have. Now, if you can look at the main differences here, as I've written here before the board here, behind me here. Maps represent real places using symbols, while diagrams represent things and ideas. So when I say real places, the examples could be, as I said, in real places we can include the words like the village, the city, as well as the town. But for these diagrams, they simply represent things without using any symbol. They represent things like, if I want to draw a mathematical diagram on the board, it could be in form of a rectangle, it could also be in form of a triangle. Then diagrams also represent ideas. So meaning, this this is the first difference between the two. When we go to number 2, the maps, they also illustrate things which are specific and details that include features which are shown on those maps. Things that could include mountains, valleys, plateaus, and many more things found on the maps. Then, the diagrams, on the other hand, they do not represent specific things. We go to point number 3. If you look at the maps, maps usually have the keys. These keys, they give a list of names and the things represented by the symbols. So, things that could be represented by the maps which are shown on the keys, those are the meaning of things which are found on that specific map. But diagrams simply have labels. I will repeat, it's important for us to follow each other. Point number 3, I'm saying maps have keys. These keys, they give us the list of names of things found on the map. Whereas the diagrams simply have the labels. The labels of the diagrams could be used simply to help us understand how those things represented by diagrams work or are done. We go to point number 4. Maps also have the titles. Each specific map must have a title. That title will describe the purpose of that map which is drawn. Whereas the diagrams, on the other hand, they are just simplified drawings that could be sketched. Point number 5. Most maps are frequently used to illustrate geography. When I say to illustrate geography, they answer questions. They answer questions that come from the maps. Questions such as, where is Lusaka found? Questions that include, where do we find Kafue Township? And many more questions of that nature. Now, having looked at this, we are going to understand certain things about people who are specially trained to draw up maps. Now, what are these people called? The people who are specially trained to draw up maps are called cartographers. Cartographers are people who are specially trained to draw up maps. Specially trained people to draw up maps. So these people are called cartographers. Now, what do cartographers have to know before they start drawing up the maps? These are the things which I'm going to list down here, where these cartographers must be very alert. Number 1, cartographers must understand where the land is in order to accurately measure that specific land. Now, the understanding of these cartographers of a specific land or place is what we call land surveying. Land surveying. If they do not understand the way the land or the slope of the land is, then these people cannot qualify for drawing up the maps. 1. have to understand the land in order to accurately measure it, or to measure it accurately. That's what I mean. Number 2, cartographers must also be able to use sophisticated computer systems of today in order to match up the information on the Earth surface. If they don't want to use a computer system, they can as well decode a satellite for images which are sent from the space to Earth to be interpreted correctly by these cartographers. Have to know how to use sophisticated computer systems to match up the image or images on Earth surface or Earth surface. There is another important part, which is the third part of these people. The cartographers must also understand geography very well. They must understand geography very well. Must understand geography very, very well. They must understand geography very well. So as you can see, if you intend to become one of the cartographers in the future, you must understand these 3 aspects of our lesson at hand. I've explained and I have also written down before you. Away from these points, we now go to the last objective of today's lesson. We need to also look at the characteristics of a good map, just like I said earlier. Characteristics of a good map. What are these things? Number 1, every good map must have a key. A key. This key is a list of names of all the symbols and their meaning found on the map. Because as I said it earlier here, each map has a specific purpose. So should we have a map must always have a key, especially on its top left corner. This key will give you a guide on the things expected to be found on that specific map. Then the symbols of each feature represented by that map will tell you the meaning of each symbol. They represent real things, in short. That's what I'm trying to say. Number 2, A good map must also have a title. A good map must have a title. Then, maps are also drawn on the scale. So there should be a scale. You see, when you look at a map, if the map doesn't have a scale, then it means that it is incomplete. It is incomplete. There must be a scale to guide you. Now, some people can still say, what is he trying to talk about? There is another important part where the map should not forget to have this thing which I'm going to mention to you. It should have the north. This north will point at different directions where certain things are to be found. It has a north arrow. A north arrow. Maps also, they avoid things which are not very important to be drawn whenever we are drawing the maps. What am I talking about? Things which are not necessary on the maps, such as the following. I will give you a clear picture. If something is not permanent, it shouldn't be included on the map. I will give you examples of things which are non-permanent. The following are the list of things. I'll mention 2 or 3. We've got human beings, or let me just say animals and human beings. We are not permanent. That is why normally the maps, they avoid including these things. So, having looked at these things for today, some people may still ask, I've mentioned the word symbol. I've mentioned the word symbol. I'll give you examples of symbols just for today. Examples of symbols. There are 3 important examples of symbols that I'm going to present before you today. Number 1, we've got the point symbols. Point symbol or symbols. Now, some people might ask, what are these in general term? What do we mean by point symbols? Point symbols are simply the marks on the maps which direct us or which point to a certain place where important features or things must be shown on each map. Point symbols are marks which point most important things where they should be shown on the what? On the map. I will write it so that you understand. They mark specific places where specific place in brackets, there's S, where most important things are shown. We are referring to the map. Most important things are shown. Yes. Number 2, we have what we call line symbols. Now, what are these? These line symbols, they simply show where the roads and the railway means of transport are. On the map, line symbols these show where roads and railways systems are found, or simply are. Better still, we have number 3. The third part of the symbols that I've mentioned for today is on polygons. We have got the polygons. Polygons, what are they? Polygons are simply diagrams, or you can simply say shapes with many lines which have different lengths. So these are shapes with many lines. With many lines which have different lengths. Okay, so these are the 3 examples of symbols that we expect on the maps that we find. Now, having explained from the definitions of geography, then cartographers, as well as the differences between diagrams and the maps, up to a point where I've given you the examples of the symbols. At this moment in time, I will allow, if there are questions or comments, the line to get through this program is 0977 72 8000. 0977 72 8000. Comments, suggestions are welcome. You can call us through the line 0977 72 8000. 0977 72 8000 is the number to reach us through. As I'm waiting for comments and suggestions, allow me to write the homework for you learners. Please, geography is very interesting. Participate. Let us move together so that we can reach there. Homework. The line to call us through is 0977 72 8000. Define the following. Define the following terms. This is number 1, A and B. Number 1, geography. Then number 2, cartographer. Cartographers. Use plural. cartographers. Number two, you simply have to state the 4 main differences. Hello, caller, you are through to the program. Suggestions? Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Hello, caller? Okay. Good afternoon. You are through to the program. Hello, madam. Yes, please.
I'm first period and
Hello, come again.
Hello?
Hello, I can get you now.
I'm first period. I'm coming from.
Hello, I can get you now.
I'm first period. I'm coming from SOS. I wanted to ask that I didn't get the part where you said the difference between a map and a diagram.
There are about 4 of them. Which one didn't you get clear?
There are about 4 of them. Which one didn't you get clear? There are about 4 of them. Which one didn't you get clear?
Hello?
All of them. Hello?
You can call us through the number 0977
Hello?
8000. Yes, madam. Come again.
Hello?
Okay. I'll start with you.
Hello?
Can I go ahead? Switch off your TV in terms of volume. Switch off the volume on your TV set. Please switch off your TV volumes.
Now can you get me?
Yes, I can. Come again now. Go ahead.
I didn't get the number 1, 2, and 3 point.
Oh, okay. Should I start again? Number 1. Hello? Number 1, I said, okay. I said, maps represent real things. On the real things, I gave examples of the town, the city, as well as the village. Whereas maps, the diagrams on the other side, they just represent things and ideas. Are we together there? Maps represent real things, whereas diagrams represent things and ideas. That was point number 1, which I said. Then point number 2, I said maps represent specific and detailed features or things. On the other hand, the diagrams, they just represent things. The things could be, you can draw any diagram representing mathematics subject or scientific subject matter on the board. So if you can compare the two of them, the map goes for the real things, whereas the diagram just for ideas and things. That is the point. Then I also moved on. I said the maps, they represent the particular land of the area or the particular place of a given. For example, if this is Lusaka, the map could be represented Lusaka could be represented using the maps, but the diagram cannot represent the whole Lusaka. If I am to go into details, I can also say maps can represent the whole world. But how do they represent the whole world? They are smaller because we write them on the papers and they cannot fit the whole world. But diagrams are specifically for the ideas and the things. They do not represent real things. I'll give you a practical example. A diagram could just be a particular a particular plan which could represent any 3-dimensional things, such as the sports field or the plan for the floor of the whole house. This is the diagram. But the map, it goes specifically for the real things. I hope I'm making myself clear. Then, I also say maps are mostly used to answer questions in geography. Questions such as where something is found. They can ask a question like, where do we find Lusaka? I'm sure this is what I said. Or where do we find Kafue district? So if you are to use the map, you can be shown where exactly to find Lusaka or... Hello, caller. You are through to the program. Please make suggestions and comments. Hello? Okay, the number to call us through is... The line to call us on is 0977 72 80,000. We are learning about maps as well as diagrams. Someone was asking the differences between maps and diagrams, and I was explaining. Please call us through 0977 72 8000. 0977 72 8000 is the number to call us through. Hello? Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello, caller. You are through to the program. Please make suggestions. Hello, you are live on the program. Make suggestions. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Good afternoon, sir. What's your comment?
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you? I can get you, please. You can call us on the number 0977 72 8000. Number 2. Okay, as I'm waiting for more calls and the other messages, let me write the other question. State 4 differences between maps and diagrams. State 4 differences between maps and diagrams. Comments, you can make comments, you can call us on 0977 72 8000. The number to call us on is 0977 72 8000. Hello? You can call us on the number 0977 72 8000. The lesson is on the characteristics of a good map as well as the differences between maps and diagrams. These are the centers of today's main lesson. These are the focus that we have for today. The center or the pivot of the main reason why we are here for today under geography. We are learning about differences between maps and diagrams as well as characteristics of a good map. Characteristics of a good map. So, if you are to make comments or suggestions, the number to use is 0977 72 8000. The number is 0977 72 8000. I hope. Hello, callers. You can call through the number 0977 72 8000. 0977 72 8000 is the number to call us through. 0977 72 8000 is the number to call us through. As I'm waiting for you to call us, you can see the notes on the board for the last part where I gave examples of symbols. And you can also copy the homework so that the next time we come, we give answers together. You can go through these and please make sure you participate as much as is possible for you all learners who are attending this program. The diagrams. I hope and trust. Hello, the number to call us on is 0977 72 8000. The number to call us on is 0977 72 8000. Hello, callers, messages, suggestions. Okay, I'm sure there are no calls. Maybe I allow them to see through the examples of symbols written down here. Point symbols. These are simply the mark which specifically locates or show where the most important things on the maps should be. That's what we mean here. The mark for specific space or place where most important things are supposed to be shown. Where most important things are shown. The second one, when we say line diagrams, line symbols, they only show you where the roads as well as the railway systems in terms of transport are. Of course, on the maps, we go to the polygons. These are simply shapes with many lines which have different lengths, as I've just written for you here. Then, on the homework, number 1 has got 2 parts. You must define the term geography. When you define that one, you go to the B part of it, you define the term cartographers, not cartography, but cartographers. Then the second question for today, which is the last one of course, is on the differences, just 4 differences between maps and diagrams. I'm sure this is what we had for you today. This has been Chewe Webster, your presenter. Till next time, bye-bye.